Hi y'all, it's Kimberly here. Thank you everybody who's showing up and anybody new. Thank you so much. This is gonna be a story time. It's a little bit funny, I think. It's embarrassing. It's more embarrassing than funny, I think. But it's a true story. Happened to me. I used to be very athletic and I used to work out at a gym. I used to have a membership to Gold's Gym, and I'd work out probably about 2 hours every day or every other day. And I also was a martial artist, and I would practice 2 or 3 hours a day. And I was probably about anywhere between 3 to 4 hours a day. I would work out in the gym and mostly on weights or small weights. I was very, very small. I probably weighed maybe like 110 pounds, and not like now. I was very healthy then, but I would like to get back into it someday, and I think I really will. But I was training for my black belt in karate, and so I worked out a lot, and I also rode my bike, and I would run probably, like if I ran 5 or 8 or 10 miles one day, I would maybe run like 2 or 3 miles the next day and then ride my bike, or I would switch everything up. I was constantly, I really had no social life other than the people I worked out with and my dogs. And one day I was at Gold's Gym, and I'm like the most horribly technologically incapable person. I mean, I was so proud of myself the first time I uploaded a YouTube video. I was like, oh, I was so proud of myself. I can barely work my phone. So, and I've always kind of been, I'm a little bit mechanical. I can actually change tires. I used to change my own oil in my car, but for some reason, technology, the rotary phone was fine. But, oh, I love my cell phone though. I love it. But, okay, I was at the gym, and I had been working out really hard. I was doing leg presses, and it was like a heavy workout day that day. I didn't go to karate, so I was in the gym. I'd already been there about 2 hours, and I had previously ran about 5 miles. And my legs were getting really tired, and I would do combinations or work on one thing one day, and then the next, I'll rotate, for muscle, to let your muscles rest on one day, or, so that you don't get strains or anything like that. And I can't remember. I think I was working on it like a Nautilus type of machine or something. I can't really remember what it was. I think it might have been the arm press or something. I don't remember. This was like about 15 or 20 years ago. And I had really, really long hair. My hair is short. I had chopped it off. I have a video where I chopped my hair off. I got so sick and tired of it because it gets really hot here in Texas, and I just took it and I sawed it off. It was real crooked and horrible, but it's grown out a lot. And that video was probably maybe a year ago. I can't even remember, but my hair grew back really fast, I think, and usually it grows slow. But my hair was all the way down to my waist, and it used to always kind of be a problem. I was always braiding it or putting it in ponytails and tying it up or doing something to it. And that day, I think I had it in just one long ponytail. It might have been in 2 ponytails or 1, I can't remember. And whatever I was working on, I think the arm press, and I was doing something, and then I think I turned or something, and I let it go, and I think I got up and I moved too close to the, I don't know, the pulleys or rubber bands or something. I think that's a Nautilus that has the little rubbery parts to it. And then I didn't realize my hair got kind of tangled up in it, and then I started doing it again, and it pulled some of it up like that, and I was like, oh, and I was struggling to get it undone myself for like about 4 or 5 minutes, and I was starting to sweat and couldn't get it undone. And then one of these guys came over and he goes, "Are you okay?" And had been working out not too far from me, and he saw, let me see what we can do. And he was trying to help me get my hair undone, and he tried for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then he called one of his friends over. He said, "Come over here," or whatever. I don't remember his name. And they both were up there trying to figure out what to do and trying to get my hair, and I don't know what I did. I really jacked it up, and it was all tangled up in there. And eventually I was standing there for about 7 or 8, 10 minutes probably, and they were both struggling, and very strong, big, big muscly guys, and I'm short, kind of. I'm probably about 5'3". I am 5'3". And these guys were like 6'2", 6'3", or something. Very tall, very, very, very big guys. And I was just starting to stand there and let them do it. And then another girl came over, and she was like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And so she started putting her hands in it, trying to get me undone. And then this goes on to about 15, almost 20 minutes. And then another lady comes over, and she was trying to help too. And then eventually I started to get kind of a little bit weak, because I had ran, and I had been working out probably for like 2.5, almost 3 hours. And then I hadn't drank enough water, and I started to get a little dehydrated. And then I was telling, I think I'm getting sick in my stomach, or I need to sit down, or something like that. And so they finally kind of worked it, or they did something. They took some part off of it, and they got it to where I could like lean down, and I was like on my knees, just kind of, they tried to get it to the lowest level, and I tried to like lean forward, like that. I was like just trying to lean my arm up against like this. And then, okay, now we're going on like 30, 35 minutes. And then one lady's like, I don't know, other than maybe we have to snip this off. And I was like, oh no, because I hadn't had a haircut in like 20 years, 15, maybe 15 years. I would trim it every once in a while, but that was about the longest I'd had it since grade school. I've cut it, a few times in between, probably junior high and a little bit after high school maybe. But I had concentrated on growing out for a long time. And then these two guys, I was like this, and they were standing right here. So to me it was a little embarrassing, but they were oblivious to it, and they had their like bike shorts or spandex workout clothes on. I was like so embarrassed. And then the other lady, she kind of noticed I was like, I didn't say one word about, we could both just communicate with our eyes, and to the two guys that were standing right there. And so she kind of like, oh, let me squeeze in here. And so she kind of, the ladies kind of squeezed them out and kind of took over. And I said, you know what, just cut it. I don't care. I'm so tired, and I feel sick at my stomach. And the other lady, I was like, I haven't really eaten a whole meal. I was going to eat when I got off from this workout routine, this 4 or 5 hour. I was going to do a lot more. I was actually not even through. I was going to go work on the heavy bag and my kicks. And then I was going to eat, like, after I would work out, after I would run and work out, I could eat, a huge meal. All my energy was depleted and everything. I needed to, reload all my protein and carbs and everything like that. And finally they got the scissors, and they did cut, they had to cut like a little section. It wasn't very bad, but they probably cut like a little section like that. And I mean, it was like up here, probably close to my shoulder, and they had to cut all that off, and the length of it for my, but before that, I was kind of stuck down there like that. And one of the ladies came and brought me some water, and she goes, I have some crackers, and she brought me some water and crackers, and I ate a little bit of that, and then, well, they cut my hair, and then I was free. But that was very embarrassing. And they were all trying so hard. It was just, if it had been on video, it would have been kind of ridiculous looking. And I kind of get myself into things like that every once in a while. I do ridiculous things. But that's just a short little story. Well, thank you for showing up, and like, comment, subscribe. And I'll probably upload another story time. And, I'm going to do the Weeble and Robin Hood part of that financial series. I'm probably coming to the end of that pretty soon, and then I'm going to probably start another series on some other subject. And, well, thank you, and I'll see you later.